komputer, dobrze, i jeszcze mamy transmisja. Dzisiaj się zaktualizował znowu. mm, Znowu. O, chyba. A, na Facebook, dobra. Zoom się dzisiaj zaktualizował i znowu się nazywa wszystko inaczej. Kontynuuj.
Yeah, that changes
Teraz to się
now. Got
pokaże.
a tailsy
Że...
note.
Once all the volatiles evaporate away, it's just left off with more tailsy stuff. Like some American guy that was here today was raving about the Sienga.
The pineapple.
Saying
Has
it's
he
like,
not? Has he not had it over there?
yes,
Okay.
he was saying it's like one of the best pineapples these days.
Transmituj.
Which is cool.
O, ciekawe, czy by błąd zniknął.
He's a big fan of the
Będę
adaptation
zaskoczony.
units for which was
Będę zaskoczony.
cool. I mean, there should be a difference in opinion here.
Yeah, of course, of course. I just think there is also a lot of stigma
No
around.
dobrze.
You
Dobrze,
don't,
że to mamy.
you don't say anything bad about
Dobrze,
it.
więc kochani, dobry wieczór wszystkim. Witam ponownie. Cieszę się, że tak w licznym gronie, bo co do tego miałem dosyć sporą obawę. Na drugiej, spowodowanej przełożeniem i awariami poprzedniego spotkania, jak co roku, moby z Republiki Południowej Afryki. Gościem specjalnym, jak zwykle, nie mogło ich zabraknąć absolutnie, Robert Greaves i Sheldon. Jego prawa, lewa ręka, lewa noga, wszystkie kończyny. Moim zdaniem bez Sheldona Robert by tam po prostu zginął marnie. I tak naprawdę nasz kontakt z Robertem się absolutnie poprawił po tym, jak Sheldon zaczął pracować dla marki, więc i myślę, że nie tylko u mnie to zadziałało, bo wiele osób z całego świata szukała kontaktu z Robertem, a Robert jako artysta zafiksował się na swoich rzeczach i tylko
Almost no grey hair.
tym funkcjonował. Więc witam jeszcze raz serdecznie. Mam nadzieję, że nie wypiliście wszystkich swoich sampli. Wiem, że niektórzy dzisiaj dopiero to odebrali, więc tym bardziej się cieszę. Zacznijmy spotkanie. Robert, I made a short introducing of our meeting, so now is your space. You can do whatever you want, you can say whatever you want, but about MHOBA.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
So let's start.
Okay, Chris, thank you again for organizing this. Thank you very much. And
Pleasure.
to
You know
those
it's
of you,
pleasure.
and to those of you that are here tonight, and also tried to be with us, when was it? Late last year.
Late in January.
Oh, late in January. Sorry, late in January. I apologize for that. We had no communications, as I think Chris will have explained to you. Our electricity and internet and cell phone signal and everything is quite unreliable and unstable. So unfortunately, sometimes we can't communicate and can't do much that needs electricity. So I apologize to all of you for wasting your time and for not meeting with you guys last time. And yeah, thank you again for being back tonight. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
So I don't know. I don't want to go over things again, Chris. I don't want to say the same thing as we said last time. So I don't know how much background introductory information you want about the distillery in general, or do you just want to talk about the rums tonight?
You know, I think we could do some introduction about distillery, about the project in general, because some of guys here and some of them they couldn't come tonight for the meeting.
Okay.
Are new, and at the same time, there's always some new people from the internet. They could run the video from the YouTube. So shortly about the company, about the history, which is beautiful, and after that's right to this meeting rounds.
Okay, cool. Well, we are a very, very, very small distillery in the sort of northeastern part of South Africa, near the Kruger Park. If anyone has been to South Africa or knows much about South Africa, the Kruger Park is one of our most famous tourist destinations. It's one of the most famous nature reserves in the world. It's famous for seeing elephants and lions and buffalo and all the African animals. We're right next door to the Kruger Park, and we're very close to the border with Mozambique. It's a hot subtropical climate, and we grow sugarcane here. So one of the main, well, probably the main crop being grown in our area is sugarcane. We've been farming sugarcane for nearly 50 years. And about 10 years ago, I got the license to make rum out of sugarcane. And that's what we do. We make rum in the French style, I guess, in terms of using sugarcane, not using molasses. We don't make rum agricole. We obviously don't comply with the requirements for rum agricole, but we do make our rum from juice, like rum agricole is made from juice. So we use our own sugarcane. We grow our sugarcane nearly entirely organically. We have unfortunately recently had to use some chemicals to deal with a pest problem we've had. So we are not entirely organic, but we try as far as possible to follow organic principles with our farming. So we grow our own sugarcane, and we crush that sugarcane to make the juice. We ferment the juice. We distill that juice, fermented juice, to make rum, and we make many different rums and several different styles of rum. And we're going to try several of those tonight. Certainly not all of them, but a couple of various rums will be tried tonight. Sheldon, who is here with me tonight, has joined me a couple of years ago, and he is more and more changing things and having an influence on the distillery. So there are a couple of rums tonight that he has actually experimented with and has started trying to develop new marks or recipes that we will use in the future. So yeah, the two of the whites in particular and two of the brandy casks are also a comparison of newer style MHOBAs compared with older stuff as well. And there's a variation of different cask aged drums as well. So there's quite a bit for us to try tonight. But yeah, the gist of it is we're a very, very small, basic, rudimentary. There's nothing fancy or high tech about what we do. It's really old school, basic spirit making, where we grow the crop, which is sugarcane, and we do everything from growing the crop through to bottling the rum ourselves. We are very, very small. We only make a couple of 100 bottles of rum a day, and export most of that to France, to La Maison de Whiskey. They then distribute the rum around Europe. We do have some distribution in America as well now. And we have a very small offtake to Taiwan as well. But as I say, most of our rum is going to Paris and then to the rest of Europe from Paris. I don't know, Sheldon, is there anything else you can think of to say? I mean, that's the gist of who we are. We're a very small team. Sheldon and I pretty much make all the rum at the moment. Sheldon is doing most of the work and just checks stuff with me, which is fantastic. He's taking more and more responsibility off me, and I'm very grateful for that. Chris, you would have dealt with Sheldon quite a bit. He is doing most of the work these days.
Exactly. This is exactly I said in the beginning of this meeting. I talked to my friends that he is your right hand, left hand, right hand, both legs, everything.
Yep.
So I remember that after he joined your company, he joined you, our connecting start to be much perfect than before because you did something all the
Mm.
time. I remember this was I remember. I was trying to catch you 1.5 years or something. So, it was a very long time for me. I started to, oh, maybe this guy don't want to talk with me. I didn't know why. So yeah, so after that I understood everything. So yeah, it was very nice.
Sorry, it's nothing personal.
I
Everyone
know,
says
I thought,
I'm hard
yes.
to talk to. Yeah.
I know because we talked about it in that time. So yeah. So don't worry, don't worry.
Um, yeah, okay. Well, another thing is where we are in South Africa, there are very few rum distilleries. Well, there are a number of small ones that have popped up, but they're all very small. And I don't think they are exporting or selling much rum at all. We are, I think, pretty much the only South African distillery doing any sort of export on any reasonable scale. So we're pretty much the best known South African rum overseas. Um, yeah, we don't come from a country that's famous for rum or that has a lot of rum culture. It's unfortunately very much a minority spirit here. People here drink single malt whiskey or cognac, and rum is like a poor third or fourth place on the spirits shelf. So yeah, rum is not a big thing in South Africa, which is why we're very grateful to have the export market and to be selling rum overseas, and to have guys like you to talk to about it. There are very few South African customers, unfortunately, that are passionate about rum. But we hope that'll grow. We do sell some rum locally, and we hope that's going to pick up and we'll sell more. Um, yeah, Chris, I don't know. I can't think of anything general to say other than that. I don't know if there's any. You know us quite well. I don't know if I've left something out. You know the story. You've heard it several times. So I don't know if there's something you can think of that we've left out.
Uh, you know, uh, you did a short introduction, so I think it can be enough. And now we can go to just to taste the product. But quite important is because I remember when we started to talk, our first meeting 3 years ago, over 2 years ago, I I wanted to show to people something what was already on the market, yeah, and something straight from the distillery, to give them something unique to try. It was our first meeting. The second meeting, all the bottlings, all the labels was totally experimental. I asked Sheldon to find as crazy thing as he can find, and of course, for not for every people they were good, but
Mm,
it was experiment,
mm.
and for me was the most important thing. Now, when we start to talk 3 months ago or something, I also thought that we should be in your warehouse with your barrels and but to compare different kind of projects, and my idea was that maybe something from tonight selection tonight rams we trying to these rams, um, maybe uh, inside of somewhere here is something we want to bottle it or or
Okay.
buy it.
Mm,
We don't know, but my
yeah.
idea was okay. Show the best you have, and to compare something together. Yeah, that's why we have 3 days of fermentation, 7 days of fermentation, some of VR5, VR7 from the very, very past production processes. Yeah, and now some wine cars, some different things. And so my idea was, okay, show me what you have, and after that, probably I will ask you about something important because we talk about it. We had a meeting 4 months ago or something. We talk about some kind of, I don't know, should I talk about it for now? But yes, but we talk about this that maybe we could do something together. Yeah, I think it should be enough for now.
Yes.
So
Some kind of collaboration.
some kind
Yeah.
of a collaboration, yes, because I love your stuff, you know that, and in the same time I have some ideas for some countries. So yeah, so we are in the middle of our talks, and this selection was about this, show me what you have, and let's try something together. If ever someone bottled this one of these from the tonight lineup, we were first to try it,
Yeah.
probably after you, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I think we should start it. And the most important thing for me and for my friends here, to from you to say what's going on about this, every bottle, every selection. What was the idea? What did you want to do, and what did you maybe expected, and what is the effect? Yeah. So this was my that. And the next thing, I think there is two pairs of RAM. We should try both unaged together, in my opinion, to compare 3 days and 7 days of fermentation.
Mm.
After that, we will try PRH4. After that, we'll try LG. LG was super interesting for me, to be honest. And after that, separately, after that, we will try together, again, VR7 and
Brandies.
VR5. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after
Yes.
that, separately, Mariam and Sherry C1. Yeah. This was my idea. Are you okay with this?
Yes, we can run with that. Perfect.
Perfect.
Sure. Yeah.
So, guys, let's start. Let's put the glasses. If you didn't drink it last time, nie wiem, czy dobre sobie na.
The glass is cracked. Just be careful it doesn't push you up there. Just, I mean, I'm sure we'll be fine. Just don't drink from that side.
O. To jest trójka, to jest siódemka.
And smell immediately on the
Mm.
7 day.
It's quite a lot more funkier. It looks oily in the glass as well.
Robert, did you know these rams? Did you ever try it before?
I have, yes, yeah. Look, and I don't know about these specific ones.
Yeah.
These samples obviously are these are quite focused samples that Sheldon prepared for you here.
Mhm.
Detail that we didn't go into earlier about our distillation method is we split all of our batches up into numerous cuts, between 3 and 5 cuts per batch. So there are sort of 3 or 4 or 5 fractions of distillate from every batch. And what Sheldon's given you is the third cut from each batch.
Mhm.
So they're not necessarily representative of the whole distillation. They're just a very narrow fraction of the rum. But bottle 3 is kind of representative in that it's kind of in the middle of the distillation. So for a single bottle, it is probably the best best example of the distillate, but it still can change quite a bit if you start adding the headsy stuff from bottle 1 and the more tailsy stuff from bottle 4 or 5. So these are very focused samples, but interesting. So yeah, look, these are actually Sheldon's creations, these as well. Our whole sort of journey with rum has generally to get heavier and heavier and to ferment longer and to try and build the esters and build the flavor and get more intense. Sheldon's definitely done more of that and gone further down the Jamaican road, but he's also tried going the other way and doing shorter ferments just to see what we get. So that's what this 3-day ferment in particular is. It's a much shorter ferment, less than half of what we normally do. We normally do 7 to 10-day ferments on our normal rum. Sheldon only let this ferment for 3 days, so it's a baby in terms of fermentation. The first one, 3 days for us is exceptionally short. I don't know, has everybody got samples of this?
Oh,
I'm really
oh, it's
I'm
good. Oh, it's good.
I'm really surprised by this. It's much more intense than I would have expected it to be. It's got a lot of character
I
for three
remember,
days.
I remember when we talked last night that mostly of the whole of your distillation processes, you never know exactly what you get.
No, you
And
don't.
this is super inspiring me because, of course, you can do this because you have a very, very small company,
Mm,
so you can do whatever you want. And
yeah.
with your experimental processes, every experimental processes, what the bigger companies usually don't do.
Mm,
So that's why it's beautiful. That's why it's beautiful because it's totally handcrafted. Sometimes companies put on the labels like in your logo, handcrafted ram something and something. Yeah,
mm,
your one
mm.
is really handcrafted,
Yes. Yeah.
and it's not always the same. So yeah, so this is very very nice. And it always pushing my thoughts. Should I try every batch of your? I remember when I first tried 101 strand or 151. I'm not sure which one. Doesn't matter now. But I realized that I met in different stores in Czech Republic, in Germany, in France, in Poland, different batches. And it
Mm,
was surprising for me. So I bought every single batch and started to compare them. And they were different. It
mm,
was surprised me really, really much. So yeah, so it was beautiful. So in that moment, I could try to find a special batch, it's with special number, if the correct one, if the one tastes me uh, the best from that.
mm.
So yeah, so for me it was very, 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 very surprising.
Yeah, Chris, you're right. I mean, as you say, because we are so small, um, number one, we can't go after the mass market. We can't be a McDonald's of rum because we don't have the size and the buying power and the economies of scale. So we can't make rum cheap enough to compete in that market. We have to make something speciality, something unique, something weird and wonderful, and something that people are willing to spend more on trying, because we just can't make cheap rum. Um, and then also just the way we make rum, doing wild fermentation and doing everything that we do on such a small scale. Your harvests are never exactly the same. Your cane's different. Your bricks or your sugar level in your cane's different. Your seasons change as well, so the rum definitely changes with season as well. So our winter rum and our summer rum are definitely not the same. And yeah, it's very much left up to nature. When you're doing wild fermentation, every batch is different. You will never get exactly the same batch twice in a row. They'll be similar maybe, but never exactly the same. I mean, a company like Bacardi has very, very strict control over the yeast that they pitch into their batches. It's their own proprietary yeast that they've developed over years and years and years, and they've kept it a secret. It's like the Coca-Cola secret kind of thing. They
Yeah.
have their own strain of yeast, and they do every single batch exactly the same. Um, but that's also from molasses, which I think is easier to control, especially when you're doing it on the scale that they're doing it. Whereas when you're cutting a couple of hundred sticks of sugar cane every day, they're all different. Um, the amount of yeast growing on the sugar cane is different. The amount of bacteria on the cane is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
The variety of canes not always the same.
Yeah.
The season's not the same. There's so many variables. And when you're making rum really, really on a big scale, you blend a whole lot of batches together. It tends to kind of even things out. Whereas when you're bottling one or two batches, it's doing this. So if you're blending 1,000 batches together, then it will probably average out and be quite similar.
Yeah.
But if you're only blending 3 or 4 different distillates, it's going to be quite up and down. Um, but yeah, I mean, people like yourself and other fans hopefully enjoy and even celebrate that variation. It's a bit like wine fans from Europe that compare different vintages of wines they love. Like they like to compare
Yeah.
this year to that year and which year is better and which year is not better. Um, and it becomes almost a celebration of the difference, not a criticism, not that it should be the same. We're not trying to make rum that's the same. We try and make it as best we can all the time, and it does vary quite a bit.
I think it could be, I've had a meeting 3 days ago in one warehouse I forgot the country. Uh, I was in the warehouse. Never mind. And I've had a possible to try 32 or 33 different barrels. So, for me, it's beautiful. And probably for most of us here, it could be beautiful.
Mm,
But you never know what you expect from the barrel because everyone are different
mm,
always. And
yeah.
even if you have the special day, the special distillery, and it should be the same, never is. It's never the same. So I I can imagine after 5, maybe 10 years of working like that, I could my head could be explode or or you live in this and you love it or you just get crazy. It's two different ways. Um, so, so yeah, so I can imagine if you have us different batches, different barrels, different everything, and summer and winter, everything, different yeast, different everything. It never ends. It's a
Mm.
never-ending story. And I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. And so I'm curious. Um, Do you have a space? Are you working sometimes like that, that you um, uh, uh, produce something, you distill some rum, for example, um, at winter, for example,
Mm, mm,
and you crush a can, you distill the um, uh, juice.
yeah.
And are you comparing different? time of crushing cane and different time of fermentation. Are you comparing this in your company inside your warehouse?
Yeah,
Or you
we
just
are.
put to the tank or put to the barrel and let's grow?
No. That was how I started. I used to just taste stuff I liked and put it in a barrel, and I didn't care what variety it was or where it came from or whatever. But
Hmm.
that's a couple of years ago. Sheldon is luckily a bit more systematic than I am. So we've started recording all of that. So when the cane gets cut and processed, we actually know what variety it is, which field it came from, and yeah, the age of the cane, even the Brix levels, so the amount of sugar in the juice that came out of the sugar cane, and that gets carried on all the way through to the barrel. So if it's an aged rum, we actually will now know what juice exactly went in there from which sugar cane, which field, when it was cut, and the sugar content in the juice.
Yeah.
So we are getting there. We're getting a bit more scientific. We're not just crazy people running around making rum. But that is how it started, to be honest. And we're still learning a lot. I mean, what Sheldon's doing now, we're still experimenting. We're still trying new stuff. But what you're saying is good to record stuff, because then if something turns out really well, you might know why it turned out really good, because it was that cane at that time of the year, and yeah, then we can try and repeat it again. But we definitely do have a sort of constant DNA. Our rum is all over the place. I know that it's some of them are over here and some of them are over here, but we are kind of generally in one direction. There's definitely a kind of DNA to MHOBA, which is there, I like to think. But yes, we do. We make a huge wide range of rums from our American oak, which is really quite mild and woody, and the rum presence is quite light,
Hmm.
through to some of the stuff you'll taste tonight, which is quite intense and explosive. I mean, even these two whites are
Yeah.
are not gentle whites. They're quite intense. And yeah, the second one, of course, is a bit heavier even than the first one, in my opinion. Um, the 3 day is not a small rum, but the 10 day or 7 day, sorry, is to me even more bold and intense.
Yeah, for me the same. And it wasn't surprising for me. But this one, these 3 days of fermentation, was my first rum since 5 days or something. Because after my come back to my place, I had to rest a little bit after all of these trying different rums. So this was my first sip now during this meeting,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, oh, it's good. I forgot how good it is. Really.
Yeah, no, it is. Well, I think it's amazing. It's exceptional for a 3 day ferment. I mean, look again what we were saying. Every batch varies. So I mean, not all of the 3 day batches will be like this. They will vary a bit. But this is pretty good stuff. I mean, even if this was a long ferment, I'd be happy. So it doesn't seem like the time is only the only factor. There's obviously other factors that make the rum intense and flavorsome. It's not only the fermentation period that creates the flavor and the intensity. Um, so some batches are really good at 3 days even, but this
Yeah.
probably would have been even better if it went to 7 days. Well, again, better in whose opinion? That's the thing. We need to make rum for different people. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
I can be the
There are
different person and say I like the nose on the 3 day more because a pear that is hidden behind all the acetone in the 7. I think on the taste it's less obvious. I might prefer the taste of 7, but on the nose I definitely prefer the nose of the 3 that has like a pear
yeah,
nose that's not there in 7 anymore.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's all up to personal interpretation,
Of
which is
course.
why we try and do these different things to try and cater to as many people as possible, but not supermarket shoppers. Obviously, as many fanatics as possible.
Yeah, exactly. So, guys, do you want to say something about these two, this first pair?
Yeah, I don't know, Sheldon, is there anything you want to add?
Well, some cool just background on the two, and just so you have some foundational understanding of them. So, as Robert mentioned, this is our foundational baseline fermentation that we do. It's a 7 to 10 day fermentation of just 100% sugarcane juice. The key difference between these two is purely age of fermentation. So it's the same cane variety, both are N49, both were cut in the same time span, in the same week, and both were fermented in October. So it's essentially the only difference between these two is the age of fermentation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the duration, yeah.
The duration,
Mm.
which is what makes it such a true
Comparative.
indication and comparison as to what the length of fermentation will do to the intensity of the product, how it evolves, it changes.
Yeah, but
Yeah, well,
remember, Sheldon, we left one idea for the next year because I asked before about crushing cane during winter and during summer. Yeah,
Yes.
and I remember we talked about this with Robert a year ago or something, that there are also differences. So I'm super curious about this. Maybe the same time of fermentation, but different time in the year. So yeah, I'm super curious about this either.
Mm.
so yeah, I mean, as Sheldon says, these are, I didn't mention it, these are our sort of baseline rums in terms of no dunder or cane vinegar or any sort of acidity added to the fermentation. It's 100% cane juice. And as Sheldon says, same variety, same period of time in the year. The only real difference is the duration of the ferment. But as I say, even if you did two ferments of the same duration, you could get quite considerable differences as well. So, I mean, even when we fill a barrel, you're probably putting 3, 4, 5 different batches in a barrel. So even in a single cask, you at least get some kind of leveling out in terms of using 3 different batches, 4 different batches, sometimes 5 different batches to fill a cask. So, I mean, what we're tasting now is very focused, as I say. So you've just got one bottle from one distillation and another bottle from another distillation. The chances there for variation is pretty high. So they will be different, and they are exceptionally different. Yeah.
Did you left any of these different batches, different bottles in your warehouse? Can you come back to some of them from year ago, 2 years, 5 years ago? Is it's possible to check something from that time, or you didn't think about it, you didn't have time for it?
I'm not sure what you mean by that. Come back to, when you say come back
Uh,
to know what went into the barrel.
when you do some bottling like this, or fermentation or distillation like this
Yes.
too, for example,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, do you have somewhere in your warehouse some samples from the past
Oh. Oh.
distillations?
Oh. I see what you mean. No, I have done that on a couple of. I actually found some samples when I first filled the brandy barrels. In fact, probably the ones we're going to try tonight. I
Uh-huh.
actually took a sample of the distillate that I put into the barrel. I was going to start doing that, basically keeping a sample of the white that went into the barrel. For each barrel, keep a little sample. I must admit, I'd given up with that. So there are a couple of barrels where I've done that, where I've kept a sample of the distillate that went in. But no, we're not doing that in general now. No.
Okay.
On our bottlings though, on our blended stuff, we do now try and keep samples so that next year we've got a reference to taste to see, okay, what did the French cask taste like last year? We need to obviously try and keep it as similar as possible to that.
Okay.
But no, not single casks. We're not keeping samples of what went into each and every cask. No,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
not a bad idea. I did have that idea. I did start doing it, but we haven't continued with it.
Okay. So guys, do you have any questions about this first pair? Can we move to the next one? Is the time now, I think.
One small question. Why there is a difference in percentage in alcohol between 1 and 2? So 0.5%, but still.
You didn't dilute them, did you?
Differences
No.
between ABV.
That's just how they came out. So Sheldon pulled the samples from the bottles in the distillery,
Mhm.
and that's the ABV is what it is. So the chances they would be the same is very unlikely. So he didn't dilute the samples at all. These are straight off the still.
Okay.
So there's no dilution whatsoever, which is why the ABVs are not the same. It's similar, but not the same.
Even the timing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah. They didn't come off at exactly the same time. So similar times, but not exactly the same.
Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm moving to the next one. Which one? PRH4 now or LG?
You're back four. Going straight to my baby.
Yeah. PRH4.
Could say anything. See what they say. Good that he wants to do this now. Swap things around a bit.
One of the heavier ones.
Okay, Robert, what is this?
This is an ex Jamaican rum cask. We do not know where it came from, so it's a bit of a mystery.
Mhm.
We know it comes from not Jamaica, sorry, Caribbean rum cask. I didn't say Jamaica, sorry, Caribbean rum cask. Could be Jamaican, I'm not sure. We know it came from the Caribbean, and it had RHUM on the barrel written in black letters.
Okay.
Definitely an ex-rum cask of some sort. Several people who visited the distillery, some people who visited the distillery say they think it's an ex-plantation cask. I can't confirm that though. I'm really not sure, but it's definitely a rum barrel. We got how many of them? About 10.
12, 14,
12.
yeah.
12 or 14 of these mysterious barrels that came from the Caribbean. We don't know from where though. And this is one of them. It's now how old is it? It's
39 months old.
39 months old. So it's just over 3 years. 3 years and 3 months. And it's just been transferred, in fact, out of that rum cask into an ex-South African whiskey cask. So we have these old South African whiskey barrels that are very, very old. I mean, they've been used 6, 7 times to fill with whiskey in the Cape. And before that, they were bourbon whiskeys barrels in America. So they've had 6 or 7 fills in South Africa, plus a fill in America. So they're really old, tired barrels, but they got a lot of nice old whiskey in them. And that's where we've just moved this rum to. We were a bit worried that the oak was going to start taking over. It was a very rich, woody cask. So yeah, it's been in there 3 years, and is this after it moved into the whiskey barrel? So this has been in the whiskey barrel a couple of months now. But the whiskey barrel effect will be minimal. Let's say it's only been in there a month or 3 now.
What was the base? How long
Sorry?
fermentation? What was the base? How long fermentation? And the same type of cane?
To be honest, that's also a bit of a mystery. A guy who was working for me at the time
Okay.
came running into my office to tell me he's very excited because he's discovered that we got half a barrel full of rum in one of these Caribbean casks, the mystery Caribbean casks. One of them is half full. So I was also very excited, and I went to taste it, and it tasted lovely, But I told him this is our rum. It's not. This is not Caribbean rum. This is our rum. It's MHOBA. I can taste that it's MHOBA. So he had actually filled it 2 or 3 months before and forgotten about it. And then when he came to fill it, he forgot that he'd put rum in there 3 months before. So we don't actually know what was put in there the first half. And then we filled it up with my normal blend at the time, which was what we now call Select White. So similar to the first 2 rums you tasted, the white, similar stuff to that, plus a little bit of double distillate. Bottles 1 and 10 or so of double distillate, which is what I used to add to nearly all of our barrels. So look, the first half would have been the same juice. It would have been 10-day ferment, and a little bit of double distillate. But this barrel is exceptionally rich and flavorsome, which there's a lot of cask influence on this, which is why we've actually pulled it out of that barrel and put it into the old whiskey barrel. We worry that the barrel's going to kind of take over. I'm very excited about the second fill of this. I think the second fill might be really, really good.
Okay. Guys, what do you think?
So the rum that would have gone into this would have been the same sort of stuff you tasted in the second rum, the 7-day ferment. That's pretty much what would have gone in here. I get a lot of coconut,
It's very nice.
a lot of ripe fruit. I get a lot of typical sort of Jamaican rum type cask influence here. But it's one of our rums where the barrel really kind of shows itself. A lot of our rums that are rum forward, where the sort of spirit does most of the talking and the barrel is kind of a complement to the rum. This, I think, is perhaps the other way around. The barrel's doing most of the talking here.
It's got a lot of nut inputs that I was not expecting.
Like a toasted nuttiness, yeah. You're right. It's complex though. I like it. It's got a lot going on.
Maybe like glazed cherries and
Yeah, also yeah. Dark red sort of glazed cherries, as you say. There's a lot going on here.
Yeah, and
This is a phenomenal cask. It's got incredible influence on the spirit. I think this is the most intense barrel we've ever had. It's just the wood is just incredible in terms of the wood influence. When I say it's not the best barrel we've ever had, but the influence from the barrel is probably the strongest of any barrel we've ever had. I don't believe that we've had a rum before where the cask has had this much influence. Except maybe our Ardbergs.
guys, you want to say something about this one? Did you like it or not?
Not Bubbles nodding.
Okay. So let's go to the next one.
Not much comment then. That's yeah. Okay, what are we doing now?
algae.
Yes.
LG has some pistachios on the nose.
Sorry?
LG has some pistachios on the nose.
Pistachios.
That's you.
Yeah. Or maybe like artificial pistachio, like
You evidently have a thing for nuts today.
Yeah, see what he's saying. Yeah, I get.
What kind of pistachio you eat, Pavel?
no, it's like pistachio ice cream. My mom, I think, hates it because it says it's mostly almond oil, but actually it's how usually pistachio desserts are
In
created.
marzipan.
And that's what I'm getting from the smell in LG.
I think I feel kind of almond syrup here.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What it goes into marzipan?
Mhm.
Marzipan.
Yeah.
And probably from ground almonds. Yeah, I get marzipan. Marzipan is made from ground almonds. Yeah.
Like almond essence.
Mm. Marzipan smells a bit like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
That's yeah. There is.
for me, this LG, I'm not sure. I really not sure that I um, tried a mobile like this before. I tried a lot of RAMs because what I'm
Yes,
do.
actually.
Jack Daniels always
But
to mention.
I tried many MOBAs before, many of them, and and this one is the strangest
Yeah.
from all of these I tried before.
Well, it is strange. So it's very unusual. The way we made this rum is very unusual. Again, it was an experiment. It wasn't meant to be our sort of main production. Um, it's in fact the same guy that came running into my office to tell me we've got half a barrel of Caribbean rum. The same guy. He,
Yeah,
he made this. He made this rum. He said he wanted to do something of his own, and I said, "Sure, go for it. Do whatever you want." So he took only double distillate. So this is not some single distillate. So we make single and double distillates. Our double distillates are primarily for the local market. They generally lighter, smoother, sort of, I won't say Cuban style, but they're more light rum, more like a column still rum in general than a pot still rum. Anyway, he took the very heavy cuts of double distillate, so the heads and the tails, basically, not the gentle middle fractions, the
mhm.
extremities, which are quite intense, and
Yeah.
he put only that in this barrel.
I
So
must
Sheldon says it's a Jack Daniel's barrel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I must
So
I must tell you that during our first meeting in January with these Rams, one of our friends here asked that what where is the guy? Where is this guy? Did he left or died in the fermentation tank? Exactly, exactly this question because of some, some strange distilling the effect. So you know, first of all, we are joking, of course, yeah. But when you look on that kind of distilleries with experimental processes like yours, for example, or in Haiti or other. 2 weeks ago, I was in Cabo Verde, so I could, visit very little, very hidden distilleries with, you know, everything was experimental in that place. Everything. So in that moment, you never know what's inside
yeah,
during
yeah.
fermentation processes.
It sounds like yeah. Look, this is I say, this was I didn't really expect it to come out very well. I'm tasting it now, and I actually quite like it. It is unusual though. It's not typically what we make. It's something different. But I think Sheldon has chosen unusual things to send to
Yeah,
you
yeah.
because he knows you want extreme stuff. And unfortunately, when you're looking for something you really really like, you're probably going to also find some things you don't like that much. But it's usually the crazy stuff that gives you the unicorns, the really really great stuff. Your sort of normal run of the mill production is unlikely to produce a barrel you really think is
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. So unfortunately, you probably will go through quite a few you don't like before you find the one you really, really do like.
I think I have one idea for this one, for LG, but we will talk about it later. Not tonight, but yeah, I have one idea for this one. Guys, want to say about something about this one? Anyone? Darren, you join us with the camera, so you know. So I can ask you. I
Everyone's, I've been here the whole time, just couldn't have the camera.
know, I
Uh-huh.
saw you before, yeah.
Look who's here.
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Good and you.
Yeah, really good. So this one, I find the nose doesn't match the palette at all. I was expecting one
Yeah.
thing on the nose and got something totally different
Yeah.
on the palette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nose
You're right.
scared me, but the palette I really like.
Yeah. Where are you, by the way?
Oh, back home in Italy.
Oh, okay. You're back on the mainland.
Yes. Yeah, I was lucky enough to visit last year.
Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, because usually I'm asking people about what they are thinking, what are they thinking, which they have a camera on. But I stopped to do this two meetings before, so I'm just kindly ask you guys if you want to say something about this one. This is a perfect moment before we move to the next one. Uh,
Next with the brandies.
yes, okay. If not, let's go to the next. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so next up we've got two brandy barrels, South African brandy barrels.
Yeah. I remember when we start to talk about this, one of them is from the almost very beginning of the distillery, of your distillery, and the second
Yeah.
one is now, when you mostly know what you want to do. Yeah, as I understand currently last time. So yeah, so I only when I send the samples and when I send the sample set, I only smell them. So now I'm super curious how they taste.
That taste.
Different between of them.
Just the old one on the left.
The VR5.
It's on
So
the
I'm
left.
guessing we should start from
The
VR5.
second one I handed you. Just the one, the first time one I handed you is the old one. You'll smell it. It's quite
That smells a lot funkier. It smells special, no?
This is seven.
Oh,
Yeah, but the same color. Yeah.
both brandies, yeah, yeah.
On the nose, huh?
Interesting.
Sure. Okay, so which one are we starting with? 5.
I think both. I think both to compare them.
Okay. All right. Well, VR5 is a very old barrel, as you mentioned. It's one of our oldest barrels in the warehouse. And it's, I think, the very first, gonna be in the first.
So it's not, but it's 68 months old.
68 months. One of the first brandy barrels I ever filled. And this, I mean, just the nose on this is amazingly neutral. Like, I don't get much interesting on the nose at all, to be honest. Quite alcoholic. Get a lot of sort of spirits and solvent, but nothing terribly exciting on the nose, to be honest, on VR5.
I'm not sure.
Palette is better.
I need to check it because I remember. Well, I remember after 101 and 151. I remember, of course, I liked all of your stuff, but I remember the most impressive for me. Then I really, really wanted to buy the bottle, and I did. Was exclusive bottling for 1802 bar in Paris.
Yes.
It was this was the first bottling you made 36 or 32
Yeah.
bottles. I, you know, I was in shock. how was smell and taste in that time. You know, after that time, after
That's
that
Holy
time, my
Grails.
palate was changed. So you know, now I'm looking something more, something different.
Mm.
But in that time, I need to compare them because I think, as I remember quite good, it was also after the brandy, ex brandy cask. I think I'm not
Mm.
sure now, but I think it was.
I don't
No,
think we released any brandy cask at that time. I don't think so.
no.
That that 36 bottles that we did for what's the hotel name?
1802,
1802.
1802, yeah. Monte Cristo.
Yeah. I don't think we did any brandy at that stage. I don't think. That was actually a stave aged rum. That 1802 bottling was not barrel aged. It was actually aged with staves, with wooden staves,
Okay,
not in a barrel.
okay.
Which just goes to show
Yes,
stave aging
yes,
can
it
make
was
some good
like
stuff.
that. Yeah, yeah. Now I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I think the most similar rum tonight to that would be PRH4 would probably be the closest one of tonight to that, I think.
Oh, I need to
Of
compare that.
course,
I'm super
not
curious. Yeah.
not the same, but something similar, I think, would be PRH4 for me to that, to the 1802 bottling.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, back to the so VR5 to me, very light distillate. So number one, it was in the old days we made lighter distillates. Our distillates have gotten heavier and heavier and more adventurous, and we've gotten crazier and crazier. So back in the day, this rum wasn't as crazy as our rum is today. And then second of all, it spent what six years in cask. So for us, that's a long time.
Hmm.
So I think the rum's mellowed further in the cask. And I think a lot of what's left is brandy character, to be honest. The rum's quite mild.
And what
Um,
are your like controls to make it crazier other than long fermentation or type of yeast?
yeah, as you say, fermentation period. We don't put any yeast in, so the yeast wild. So we totally at the sugar cane's mercy there. We don't put any yeast in, so whatever yeast's on the cane is what we get. And then we add some acidity to the ferments in the form of cane vinegar or dunder. So old dunder that's in a tank, or we add some cane vinegar, which is a thing Sheldon also started. They both just organic sugarcane based vinegars, basically, that you can add to the batch to add acids to react with the alcohols and hopefully create esters. So that's a big thing. It's fermentation time, and then the addition of acidity, natural acidity. So we don't add any hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid or anything like that. We only put vinegar that comes from sugarcane in there, well, from our own sugarcane. And then obviously the other big thing is you can distill differently as well. You can distill very, very slowly. In our stills, they're adjustable, so you can distill very slowly and might make a high ABV rum that will have less flavor, or you can distill very fast, which is more like an alembic pot still, where you get more carried over the still, which will obviously be more flavor, more water, more everything. So you actually get more flavor but less alcohol ABV. So it'll be more volume, lower ABV. So you can distill differently as well to adjust the rum style. And then also the cuts. I think the biggest thing probably is the way we make the rum is we don't put it all in one container. So we put the first 20 liters in one container, the next 20 liters in another container, and the next 20 liters in another container. So it's split into these fractions, which Sheldon mostly now and myself in the past, you taste each one of those fractions and decide how much you want of which fraction.
Hmm.
So a lot of the style of the rum is actually determined by the blending process. And when I'm saying blending, I don't mean blending on a huge scale. Even filling a barrel for us is a blend, because we don't have big enough batches to fill a barrel. So you need to take different cuts from 3, 4, 5 different batches to fill a barrel. And you can adjust those fractions that you take to be more tailsy or more heady or more body. If you take body of distillate, it's mild in flavor, more alcoholic, lighter in flavor. If you add more heads, you get more of that sort of nail varnish remover, acetone type character. And then on the tails end, you also get different characteristics, fusel oils and things that affect the flavor of the rum as well. So a lot of it is actually up to the cuts you select to be in that rum. So if we make
this blending of the cuts.
Sorry?
Is this blending of the cuts your own idea, or you've heard about someone else doing it first?
Sheldon is doing that now. A lot, nearly all of it now. I used to do all of it myself up until what, 2 or 3 years ago, when Sheldon started getting involved. I did all of that myself.
But
yeah,
this
now
whole concept, is it known more, or you invented it from Omar?
Is it your idea?
Oh, yeah, it's just the way I saw it. I mean, I'd read and found out a lot about distilling when I was learning. And everyone talks about making the cuts, and you must decide when to start collecting from transitioning from heads into the body of the distillate, and then at the end you must make your cut again to switch off the body of the distillate going into tails. It's a very hard decision to make at the moment, and that means you have to be there all the time. To me, what made much more sense is to just split it up into fractions, and then you decide later how much do you want some of this, how much do you want of this, how much do you want of this, how much do you want of this, and it's infinitely variable. And you can change your mind a bit as well. I mean, you can make a small blend with a little bit. If you don't like it, you can try again. Whereas making a cut live during a distillation, once you've done it, you've done it. You can't really undo it. It's history. It's done. I prefer the whole fraction thing, but it's only really suitable to a micro operation where you can go and taste everything and scratch your head and have a cup of coffee and think and taste again. It takes time, and it's like painting a picture, I guess. It's not, we're not photocopying stuff. We actually painting the picture, and it takes a lot of personal input. And if you on our scale, you can do it, but I mean, a big distillery, you just can't operate like that. It just wouldn't. It would be too time consuming. So yeah, for us, each barrel, as I said to Sean, is a creation. Each barrel is a little blend, and you can take 2 hours filling a barrel, and it's, you make the decision there about how much heads to add in, how much tails to put in, how much body to put in, how much high ester to put in, how much 7-day ferment to put in. Yeah, it's yeah. So each barrel is a little creation. So, and the source of the idea is basically just my common sense. That's how I said I'd like to make rum. I did initially do the traditional thing where you watch the ABV and the temperature, and then you decide you're going to collect the rum, and everything up to then gets discarded, and then you start collecting. And then when it hits tails and the temperatures reach a certain point, you cut off, and then that's tails. But I don't know, I much prefer this way of doing it, where you can change your mind if you want. You can, yeah, have several attempts at it before you have to commit. Must admit, it's actually improving. Now I get a bit of like a wood barrel on the nose. Like, anyway, I find the rum very submissive in this. The barrel again, and the brandy is doing most of the talking for me. It's pleasant. It's nothing wrong with it. It shouldn't upset anybody. It's quite elegant in a way. But it's not bold. It's not a big strong MHOBA rum. It's quite gentle.
I was going to say the same. It's quite elegant and balanced. It's almost like a Barbados rum, as opposed to normally doing Jamaican.
It's polite.
Yes.
We're still with the 5 or with 7 right now?
Sorry?
We are still with the 5 or with 7 right now?
5. We're still on 5. Well, I'm on 5. Yeah.
Okay, so my opinion on 5 is like, it doesn't on the nose, it doesn't have like exactly typical MHOBA smell.
No.
On the flavor, on the palate, it's more like closer to the typical MHOBA profile. That's what I call it, but the nose is very different than what we usually have.
Yeah, no, you're right. I agree with you. But I think it was quite a mild MHOBA when it went into the cask. And then having been in there such a long time, well, for us a long time, but by other people's standards, it's not very old, but for us 6 years is ancient. So I think over the 6 years, a lot of the sort of the fragrance and the sort of the big robust nose of the MHOBA is gone. It's probably evaporated 3 years ago. so it is. It's pretty mild for a MHOBA. It's a very mild MHOBA. Yeah, not my favorite, but some people will love this. Some people who are not. I mean, a lot of people smell our rums and they can't even taste them. They just want to put the glass down and get away. When they smell all the acetone and the intensity, they don't want to go any further. So this may appeal to somebody like that, somebody who's used to much softer, milder spirits. This may appeal to them. As I said earlier, it's a gentle, elegant, soft MHOBA. This is better.
You can immediately.
I would say MHOBA for the beginners.
Yeah. MHOBA 101, not Strands 101, but just 101,
With American oak almost.
Yeah, it's a bit like the distillate wheat that goes into our entry level rum, the original dark here in South Africa, or American oak in Europe. It's similar distillate to that. It's very mild. Another thing to note is this is from 6 years ago. We were doing no wild fermentation then, so we were still putting commercial yeast in then, and that's also another reason for the rum being mild, as we had not transitioned to wild fermentation yet. So this is all old commercial yeast distillate. I don't know if everyone is moved on, but we are on number 7 now, VR7.
Yeah.
Which just on the nose, you'll just automatically, immediately detect this is another animal.
Surprisingly sour on the palate, the 7.
Well, it is. I mean, a lot of these funkier rums we're making now have quite a bit of acidity in the fermentation, and that does carry over to the distillate. I mean, vinegars are also distilled, so vinegar can actually be carried over in the distillation process. So you can get some sourness for sure coming over the
So
still.
you could even measure it in pH?
We've never done that actually. I'm not sure. You must be able to. I guess if you can taste it sour, like lemon juice, for example, or vinegar is very low pH. So yeah, you probably can. I've never actually thought of doing that.
That's an idea of math science for you.
Yeah. It's actually a good idea. I never thought about that, checking the pH of the rum. Yeah, pH of the fermentations we've done, but never of the actual distillate. I don't know what the pH of alcohol is in ethanol.
This is actually select white.
Really?
N50.
But it's wild ferment stuff, huh?
N57.
It's definitely a tanginess, huh?
Probably from the cask. Because I wet the barrel and left the water in there for.
Okay.
Your ethanol is 7.3.
Sorry?
Your ethanol is 7.3, so it's slightly alkaline, but almost like water, almost neutral.
So it's very close to neutral, yeah. That ethanol.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're right, there's a definite tangy sourness to it. A lot of our high ester stuff tastes like this to me. But Sheldon says this is actually not high ester. This is all 7-day ferment. So there's no actual acidity in the ferment. but it tastes a lot like that to me.
You get that cane vinegar.
Yeah, it's got a cane vinegar vibe to it.
Must be from the cask.
I know. But it doesn't sound like it's not an odd, weird sourness. It tastes very familiar. It's like the K stuff, but mildly K. Anyway, I prefer this. To me, it's a lot more interesting and a lot more my style of rum. But yeah, different horses for different courses. And some people will prefer VR5. I think most MHOBA fans would not, but you never know. A lot of people have always said they don't really like peated rum, rum cask in peated whiskey, rum in peated whiskey casks. But so far, our experiments with peated casks seem to be going very well. And several people who visited the distillery also say no, they've not heard or experienced good things with peated casks and rum, but they've all liked ours. So you never know. There's something will appeal to everybody. Luckily. Be interesting to know, does anyone prefer VR5 to VR7? No.
We all here are for MHOBA. So
No, I thought so.
No need to hold punches with us.
Sorry?
No need to hold punches with us. No need to be delicate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
yeah, hit harder.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any other comments on the brandies? I mean, as a category, do you guys like the brandy cask, or do you prefer the other age stuff so far?
For me, I prefer brandy cask. Yeah,
You like brandy?
right. It depends on the situation and about the whole palette of specific bottles. But usually, when I try different barrels, uh, different rums from your portfolio, I usually prefer brandy's cask. Yeah.
Okay.
Even during last year of Whiskey Life in Paris,
Yeah.
there were, I'm not sure, but there were these three news rums. There were two American oak and two bourbon cask and one
Brandy cask.
brandy. Yeah, and most of people told me that they prefer bourbon casks. I don't remember which one, but for me it was brandy. For me it was brandy. Maybe in that time, everything changed. So yeah, for me it's brandy. That's why I like it. I'm not sure which one, the lightest one or this highest one. I'm not sure. Maybe I will try to blend this.
Yeah. I was actually thinking the same thing. They might be nice together.
Yeah.
They might complement each other.
So I will check it. I'm
Yeah.
curious. I will let you know. If you have both
Good.
barrels, maybe we'll do something. Who knows?
You're going to have a lot of liters because they're both 300-liter barrels, I think. So combined, they'll probably be 400 to 500 liters. So that's quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Are we going to the next one?
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
not sure which one. Should try now.
I would start with Jerry C1.
Okay. So, Sheldon suggests we go with a sherry cask first.
Yeah. And I think, yes, it was on the seventh place. tonight. So yeah. So from sherry.
Thank you. Is this a second fall, first fall? First. Okay, so this
Someone put cake in my MHOBA.
sorry.
Someone put cake in my MHOBA.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does have a dessert, a note to it. Anyway, this is our French cask, which you should be familiar with. It's one of our.
Sherry's.
Sorry, well, the shit. Sorry, in French. Sorry, yeah, I'm thinking about the other one. Sorry, Marion. Sorry. So this is sherry, which is a local. It's actually not really sherry. We call them sherry. They used to be called sherry. I don't think it's legal to call it sherry anymore. But it's a South African sweet wine barrel. I don't know what they call it now. They've got another name for it. Cape Ruby, I think.
Cape Ruby, yeah.
I think it's called Cape Ruby, which in the old days they used to call sherry, but because of all these GIs and geographical limitations, they now call it Cape Ruby. But it's basically a fortified wine, a Cape fortified wine cask. So it should have quite a lot of sweet grapiness on it.
That purple one.
It's almost got that nuttiness going on that wine cask had.
BC too.
The one that we were a bit iffy about until you told us it was nice.
It definitely has that umami, savory, blue cheese vibe on the nose.
Guys, what do you think about this one?
Are you guys on the sherry?
Yeah, sherry.
Looks like you still.
The cakey aromas are completely like covering on the nose again. Starting with the nose. The aromas of like raisins, the grapes, and the sweetness associated with cask in general are covering like completely the nail polish you usually feel in high aromas.
The acetone.
Yeah, acetone as well. Like on the palate, it still is there, but like on the nose, it's completely covered. At least for me.
You're right. When you mentioned cake, I'm actually getting Christmas cake. It smells like Christmas cake to me, like those cakes baked with a lot of raisins and brandy.
Yeah, fruit cake. Yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of Christmas cake now.
Yeah, for me same.
Stuck in the umami.
Exactly when you leave the cake in the next 2-3 weeks outside the fridge, outside the fridge.
But yeah, Sheldon's also there's like a mid palate, almost like a blue cheese or something. The entry to me is Christmas cake, and then only after 3 or 4 or 5 seconds I get this kind of, I don't know what it is. Yeah. Slightly savory, cheesy, in the middle of my tongue. But I can't quite put my my finger on it. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Like that like if you taste of goat's blue cheese, goat cheese, it's like that
goat's milk cheese.
A creamy, heavy creaminess.
Yeah.
Now you got to look for that though. For me, I get a lot of Christmas cake.
I like this one. No, I just like sherries in the many different types of rums, and I usually prefer highest rum sherry casks because I think they can cooperate really nice together. And I tried some Jamaican rums in sherry cask. I tried some Dominican Republic highest in sherry, and I always like it. I will always like it. So now I just confirm my palate that I like it again. Yeah.
And how is this one for you?
This one, I'm not sure now because I'm waiting for Marian.
This isn't what distillate went into this.
This is before
Old, so it's old stuff. How old is this?
42 months.
42, okay. This is almost 4 years old. 3.5.
I always get when I was
I need to, I need to compare this one to old sherry samples I got from you last year. I still have them. I didn't work on them very carefully, so now I have more samples that I can compare them together, and after that I come back to you and I will let you know. I just will let you know what I'm thinking because are they in the sherry cask all the time or just finished? Are they on the sherry cask all the time?
Only sherry. This one's only been in sherry.
Okay.
We might do some sherry finishes at some stage, but we've not done that yet. This is 100% sherry cask. So no double maturation.
Okay.
But I think maybe this should come out quite soon. I don't know.
It's quite nice, maybe.
Just worried the sherry takes over completely.
I would like that. So I was about to say that. Maybe let me smell that.
Robert, how big?
I always get that now.
Okay. Sorry, Chris.
How big are these barrels?
300 liters.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's quite friendly as for this lineup, I would say.
Quite friendly.
Yeah, like 2 out of 10 friendly. Yeah, but the sherry taste clears the ester explosion, I think. Like this would be for the wider audience, I guess, from this lineup.
I think you're right. A lot of people like sweet stuff, so the sweetness and the grapiness, I think I agree with you, to some extent masks the rum a bit. But as you say, a lot of people like sweet. And we haven't added any sugar to this, but obviously there's a lot of sugar coming from the barrel. It's a fortified wine, so they basically put grape juice and alcohol in there, and there's a lot of sugar in there in the barrel. So that will have transferred to the rum. So I think a lot of people do like sweet wine casks.
Although in this lineup, I think it might be a victim of VR7. I think it's the second famous in the whole lineup after VR5. So I'm looking forward to return to it tomorrow. But like comparing to everything else we had tonight, it feels like disappointingly tame. So after VR7, it's not the best time for the Perry.
Yeah.
VR7, how old is Steven again?
10 months.
10 months, yeah. Yeah, VR7's still only a baby, 10 months old. It'll also mellow a bit in barrel, definitely.
With VR7 in 10 months? No.
Yeah, VR7 10 months old. Not even one.
Okay.
So, and what we've just tasted now is 3.5 years. And the sherry is definitely a more overpowering cask than the brandy.
Nice. I really like this one. Very nice.
But Chris, it sounds like you're a grape fan. You like the brandy and you like the sherry. Seems like grapes are your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you like cognac?
First time I tried real nice cognac, it was 2 or 3 years ago in France, in Paris.
Mm.
One guy did a blind test for me,
Mm.
and he didn't tell me what is inside the glasses. And I was really pretty sure that this was kind of Guyana Rams or maybe Travelers or maybe Trinidad or the Fiji, really nice stuff. By the way, Darren, you know this guy very well. Yeah, no?
No, I guessed who it was.
Yeah. I was super surprised because before that tasting, the only cognac I knew was, this mainstream, like
Yeah.
Hennessy or something like that.
Yeah.
After that, I always said that Hennessy, what is this? What is this? Because it's a great brand, but I tried a lot of very nice cognacs. So when I tried these cognacs, I was in shock also, because they were powerful. Not maybe like Jamaica, of course not, but a very great palate for me. So every time when I feel something similar, I'm in love. Usually I'm in love. So like I said, brandy, it's for me. Yeah. So yeah, this is probably for now, my turn, my main palette I like, I think.
Okay, good. We'll make some more then.
We will definitely talk about it. You know this. Okay, guys. Anyone about the sherry? Or we are moving to the last one tonight?
The nose, the glass. As you smell the glass, all I smell is sherry.
It's very different from the sherry that it has almost like a dirty of character to it.
Yeah, that was
That was like crisp sherry, fresh.
Okay, let's go. Last time some people asked me, I couldn't tell them because I was waiting for you, so I wasn't prepared for that kind of questions. About the bar, about the winery, yeah. Marian, yeah.
Yeah, Marion, yeah.
What is this? What is this? What kind of barrel? What kind of grapes? What kind of wine was it?
Okay. Well, this is the story I started incorrectly telling you on the previous run. This is basically our French cask. So our French cask is the rum we won the most awards with, and that most people have really liked overseas has been our French cask, which is based on us taking red wine barrels from the Cape. We have a strong wine industry in South Africa, down in the Cape region. They've been making wines there for 300 plus years. And like I say, we have a pretty strong industry down there making wines. And we source barrels from a wine farm called Vrede and List, which is, I think, the second oldest farm in South Africa. Very old, not that big, still quite a boutique type producer. And we get predominantly French oak barrels from them. We then refurbish those barrels. So we open them up. We actually grind the inside of the barrel out quite a bit, take about 5 or 6 millimeters off of the inside of the barrel. And then we re-toast them with a gas torch. We actually toast the inside. We actually char the inside of the barrel, light char inside the barrel. And then that's what we use to put our distillates in to make our French cask. So this is one of those. It's a refurbished. This is French. It's not Hungarian or anything. It's traditional French oak red wine barrel that's been refurbished and then had high ester rum. I think it is. It's our original high ester recipe rum put in it.
1049.
So it's our French cask, but a high ester version. So it's, yeah, as I say, a high ester version of our traditional French cask rum. And it is 26 months, so just over 2 years old. Color is very dark for a 2-year-old rum. It's
page on the top as well.
But our French oak is traditionally quite dark. The toasted red wine barrels give us a lot of color. But Sheldon also mentions that this barrel was on the top shelf in the warehouse. So it's hot as hell here anyway. But on the top shelf in the warehouse, it's the hottest part of hell. Yo, it's different, huh?
Yeah,
It's quite unique.
very different.
I get like a soapiness on it, like a.
We get some. This has a lot more of those traditional agricole notes.
The nose is quite sweet, red fruit. I get like a more traditional, conventional nose.
Yeah, I totally agree with sweet grapefruit. Yeah.
Sorry, could you say again how old it is, please?
26 months.
20, yeah,
Wow.
26 months.
Yeah.
2 years, 2 months.
It seems way older than that, doesn't it?
It does. But all of our juice does. So yeah, it is. You're quite right. The color, especially to me, I mean, it looks like a 12-year-old distillate or something. It's very dark and rich color, but that's the red wine barrels. They do give us a lot of color. I think this is still quite exceptional, even for the red wine barrels. But yeah, it is. It's a very rich cask for the age. There's a hell of a lot of barrel influence here. But the rum is also standing its ground. It's very unique. It
has some elements of like money musk, but medicinal.
Yeah, there is a bit of that herbal stuff going on.
Like the grappa cask.
Yeah,
money musk.
Yeah, I get like a vegetal grappa kind of almost medicinal kind of character to it.
Yeah.
And the sort of mid palate, almost like TCP or something.
Yeah, I'm curious about what Pavel think, because he usually likes red wine barrels in every kind of distillate. So Pavel, what do you think about this one?
Yes, I do enjoy it. Although I noticed some similarity to the VR7 in this sourness and this funkiness. This distillate has
less
so
sour.
much. Yes, but still more than the other So it's like I guess MHOBA has so much strong character in the highest version that the cask cannot cover it completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. There is a sourness, but that's usually our high ester rums have a bit of that tangy sourness, which is what this still has. It does retain that.
Fun fact, I did small research about pH of rum, and apparently it can be even down to 4 or 5.
Jeez, that's very acidic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you. You've taught us something about our rum tonight.
Okay, guys, I think it could be a time for voting. What do you think? You can write in the chat. You can say if you want. But which one? Marian, Darren, the best for you tonight.
What is that? I can't
Okay.
see. Darren, what did you pull up there? Oh, wow, I can't see.
Marian. For Darren is Marian.
Oh, man, this one, the last one.
Yeah, the last one blew me away. Like so rich and so young.
Yeah. I love such situations, especially during the festivals when I have a stand or when I'm just trying to give something to try to people. And I love situations when there are still a lot of people who say that this should be very old to be good. Or when it's very dark, it should be very old.
Kraken.
All of you here know it's different. Yeah. And this is it's a great example of it. That it shouldn't it should be very old and very dark, very light or whatever to be good. For me, it's
for sure.
If it's good, it's good. That's it.
Yeah. And even stave aged. I mean, I've had a lot of like traditional old school guys that they won't even taste the rum. It's not barrel aged. They do not want to taste it.
Yeah.
And that stuff that went to 1802, I thought was phenomenal juice, and that was stave aged. So yeah, stave aging can make some really good stuff as well, I think.
I think that's every time, someone coming from whiskey thinks that staving age is not an appropriate one.
Yeah. Okay, I can see from VR7. I see VR7 best. First Marianne, Sherry, VR7, PRLG, and 3D 70 in 3D. Best to worst. Okay, so Marianne the best. Tori, Sherry for me. VR7 and then Sherry. VR7 is Sherry. Robert, I think we have found the way.
Marian.
What to do next time, okay? Pedro, Marian, VRH7. Nice. Okay. And select Y7. Pedro, thank you very much. Because I love Anate trams, Robert, that I do. And so I was waiting for select white. Yarek, VR7 Sherry. And usually struggle with wine cask. But fair enough.
Your age has come up quite
Perfect.
a lot.
I like this one. LG, PRH4 LG VR7 from Pavel.
Yeah, but there's not PRH.
So we have a very similar voting.
Yeah.
Very similar voting, yeah. Sherry, VR7, and Marian, these three. So, Robert, we should talk about this later. Darren, don't listen. No. Yeah. I'm happy.
What are your favorites?
For me, select white 7 days because I really love unaged drums. VR7, Sherry, and Marianne. Last time I tried, I thought was the best for me LG.
LG.
But tonight I changed my mind. Yeah. So
You're allowed to.
huh?
You're allowed to change your mind.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So yeah, so I'll compare them for the last year sherry casks. I'm super curious what I found. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I think I know my turn. I think I know my type. Most of us here knows, not mine, but their type of rum or whiskey, whatever. And but yeah, but um, I didn't change a lot of my imagination of next moves, next steps about the bombas. So yeah, so now I'm more sure what to do or where to go. I don't know. We will see. We will talk about this. Don't worry. Don't worry. We will see.
Have you seen the latest message, Chris? It says now we already know which new bottles need to be distributed to Poland.
Maybe not only in Poland.
Now Chris needs to just get them to Poland.
Remember, we are still recording. It's not the best time. Not the best time. Yeah. But we will definitely talk about this. You know this because we started to do this already. And let's find what we can do together. You know, Robert,
Right.
we talked about this already. So we will catch in the next few days. I have some ideas.
Good.
Yeah. So guys, now we already know which new bottles needs to be distributed in Poland. Yeah. Yeah. So Robert and Sheldon, guys, thank you very much once again. And now maybe the next masterclass in your place.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be not, yeah, exactly. Because I'm, my next area of kind of working is organizing trips to different places with RAM in the whole world. Last week I came back from Cabo Verde. So this is next turn after Madeira. I'm working on different areas, different turns, different islands, and one of the place I thought about is your place, is your distillery in your area. So I want to talk about this with you guys.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And
The only thing is, you're not going to find many other distilleries you want to visit, especially in rum, I'm afraid. In terms of rum, look, I'm probably very
no,
biased, but
we
I don't.
are not going only to the distilleries, but
Yeah.
also visiting some touristic place.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
worried about your place because I can imagine that there are mm, many crocodiles there, or I don't know, lions, or I don't know, whatever, whatever. It's not South Africa. Come on, guys.
No, you'll be fine. The
Yeah,
least
are you
of your
sure?
the biggest problem here is our electricity, not the lions and the
Electricity.
crocodiles.
Don't worry about this. Don't worry. I'm not worrying about it.
Yeah. Now
So,
we'll protect you from the wildlife. Don't worry.
okay. Nice. So, one more time, Robert. Thank you very much, Sheldon. I really appreciate that. We are in the contact all the time. So thank you. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch in the next few days, I think. But the next, in the next 1 week, we will come back Cabo Verde again because I want to do something and try to find something. So maybe after my comeback from Cabo Verde in the middle of March, maybe I will contact you and we will talk about some good things. I think I'm sure good things. So one more time, thank you very much. Now we have always kind of after meeting with the participants, and we are switching in Polish language. So yeah. So one more time, I appreciate this. Thank you very much. We'll be in touch. Yeah. And you can stay with us if you want, of course, but you will probably won't understand nothing after our talks.
No, we won't understand a thing. No.
And there was no cut this year.
Sorry?
There was no cut this year.
No.
No.
I'm
Luckily
disappointed.
not.
Yeah, because Tori love cats, you know. Where do you have your cat?
Tori loves every kind of animal, okay?
I
Not
kind
only
of
cat.
okay.
They curled up on my bed with my wife and daughter.
Fair enough, fair enough. But I
I'm
still
gonna go
remember
and
when it jumped on the first tasting, it jumped into the screen.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you very much for participating and having the interest in our rums and being brave enough to taste them and drink them. Yeah, if it wasn't for you guys and people like you, we wouldn't be making rum anymore. There are not many South Africans that drink our stuff, so we are very grateful to people like you guys. Thank you very much, and again, apologies for last time. I'm sorry we couldn't make it.
Don't worry, we have a list of hats and shields. Don't worry. We'll come back about it to this. So one more time, thank you. We'll be in touch.
Yeah,
Thank you guys. Thank you guys in the internet. Yeah, and we will see in the next time with MHOBA again.
cool. Thank you guys.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
How do you get? Oh, yeah.
Bottom right.